So this conference is about France. There's one project which has been talked about quite a lot, and that is renovating the Les Halles area in Paris. Can you just tell us what that was all about? What were the outs? Yes, this was a huge project for us, and it's a huge project for the city of Paris. The Les Halles had been a bit of a sore point for Parisians because 30 years ago some traditional buildings were demolished, and so the Parisians weren't really very fond of it anymore. And it's not the main focal point of Paris, and however there's a big metro station there. It's a very complex site, and there's a very ambiguous side to it because a lot of people come in through this metro station, but and it's also in the center of Paris. So our ambition was to reconcile the Halles, the Forum Les Halles, with their original clients, i.e. the Parisians, and to make Les Halles a main portal into Paris and also make it a key attraction for anybody who comes to Paris, for those who live in Paris, and also for tourists. And thanks to opening up the building, going from Beaubourg to the Louvre, from the left bank to the right bank, people can go through this canopy, and that was what we were aiming for. We have a top-of-the-range online clientele. We didn't imagine ever setting up in the Forum Les Halles. We thought we might go to the Marais or Saint-Germain-des-Prés or elsewhere in Paris, but in fact, we thought, well, why not? We went to have a visit. We were open-minded about it. We went to have a look. They showed us the project, and we immediately understood that this would be something which was brand new. It's not simply the old Forum Les Halles, which had been redecorated. It really was reinventing the heart of Paris. The shell is absolutely magnificent, and there's a canopy, which there are shops with ceilings which are 4 meters high, which was quite a technical feat to get built. It was a very ambitious architectural project. And so we saw this shell, we saw 300, many square meters of space. There's a 100 square meter window for our showcase. It was absolutely fabulous. And because we too are very ambitious, we thought that could be the perfect place for us to put our boutique. Because we are basically an online business, and every month we have 2 million products that are seen. That's a lot for an independent. It's perhaps not very much for ETAM, but for us it's really a large number of items, and we have a lot of clients all over the place. It was great to be in the middle of Paris because we have a lot of Parisian clients. It was very important to us because it's better to be in the first arrondissement than in the 10th or the 11th arrondissement, although those are very trendy arrondissement. So we really fell in love with the project, and we got on really well with the Unibail team, and that is really important when you're talking about premises. And so it took 18 months for us to see the project through. It took a lot of time, but we really are happy to have opened there. We realized that internet sales were increasing substantially over recent years, and that the returns were very complicated when people were sending garments back. Sometimes returns are free. It can be frustrating for the consumer because they'd ordered something and it just wasn't the right thing, it didn't suit them. So we thought we had to find a solution so that the consumer gets a better grasp of their own measurements, either online or in the shop, and can then purchase without worrying anymore about what the size says in the label of the garment. Changing rooms in the different shops? Well, in fact, we've got one algorithm based on 11,000 people whom we've scanned, and so we've got morphotypes, and we've generated an algorithm which corresponds to the French population. It's very reliable. And then we also have the changing room algorithm, where there's a scanner. In fact, a scanner which detects depth, and so we can create a 3D profile of the consumer. So the consumer's in the changing room, gets a 3D avatar and can immediately scan the code bars of the garments in the shop and see whether the size of the garment in their hands corresponds to their 3D morphology. You see quite a lot of technologies because you keep your eye on trends, of course. Is there one technology which seems to you more interesting and others where you recognize it simply as a gadget? Well, let's take the case of the beacon. We're all talking about it. The fact of being identified, localized, and having personalized offers depending on where you are inside the store. All well and good, that's the promise. It all depends what follows. And there's a big debate about this. Who uses these brand applications? When I go to ETAM, when I go to L'Exception, do I open the app for that brand? The many surveys have been carried out. 5% of people use the app of the shop where they are. So the more user-friendly an app is, the more it will be used. What I'm frightened about is Google, Facebook. They are using their messaging service. It's amazing what we've heard Facebook announce recently, saying that for 1 billion users, Facebook Messenger uses to talk with your friends. So if you say to your friend, it's Didier's birthday, what should we buy him? Then all of a sudden you'll have M who will say, okay, I've got it, your friend Didier, his birthday's coming up, I've checked out his profile. 1 month ago he started to play golf. And so I checked one of his status, he broke his golf club 2 weeks ago. Why don't you buy him a golf club? Okay, fair enough. So 200 meters down the road, there's a sports shop. You can have 10% off, and without leaving your messaging service, you haven't gone to any app. And of course, Amazon Echo, of course, but I don't want to hog the mic here, but that kind of example. This is a conversation. You say, I want something, and then it's delivered. In textile, we thought that e-commerce wouldn't work, but of course it does. And we noticed that the services are more effective. We had deliveries which are more reasonably priced. We work with the post office as well. We have a pilot scheme in Strasbourg with little delivery cabins. You take your product, you download the Undies app, and you can, if you want to return some things, you put them back in the envelope, you put it in your letterbox, and the postman comes and collects it from your letterbox. You can send it back that way, and it's a pay service so far. Because it has a cost, but the cost will go down. And if we have 30% of our sales generated by Click and Collect in the future, well then the figure in the store is going to go down because our development is flat at the moment. So the percentages of sales developed in the different channels will vary as the technologies evolve. So you have to know what the services are and who's paying for what. And we're talking for that with our landlords. But it's a constructive discussion. We see that trade is changing, and we are in a balanced relationship, but the consumer will always be transparent for the client. We have to know how we're going to share the cost of these services which we're going to be offering to consumers.